Christian starts
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
All right. So today we are going to be talking about the Mario movie trailer. And honestly, I still think Chris Pratt isn't bad. Like, I know it's going to be controversial,
Oh
but like,
no.
I thought you were going to be like, Chris Pratt is the greatest choice for Mario.
no, like, the thing
Bar
is, like,
none.
I wouldn't go that
Shut
far,
up.
but like, honestly, like, I
Charles
feel like,
Martinet who?
I feel like it's a losing situation. He's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, because like, if he tries to do like a Charles Martinet impression, they're like, oh, why should have just gotten Charles Martinet? Why is he trying
Yeah.
too hard to be Charles Martinet? And then it's
Yep.
like I feel like some of it comes from like, oh, I knew I was right. I knew Chris Pratt wouldn't be a good choice. But honestly, Bowser is great. Like I liked some of the comedy
Yeah,
that they're
man.
going for.
Jack Black's Bowser, that was nuts. That was insane. Like
I,
I couldn't even recognize his first line. It just sounded like Bowser. I didn't even hear Jack Black.
He
Like,
became Bowser. He started like he did say he did learn to breathe fire from Gene Simmons from Kiss. So
and it's like it's
he's
the
got
like
it
I was thinking
unlocked.
about it. My initial thought was like, why is Jack Black not Wario? And I was like, wait a second, Bowser's like the most metal character in the entire game.
Gay.
I feel like it'd be hilarious though if like people like dubbed over Jack Black and included like lines from his movies, like School of
oh,
Rock or Tenacious D.
that's that's
You
gonna be the
can't
best.
kill
It's
the
like
metal.
go home and listen to these or something. Go home and listen to good music.
This is the real music.
Listen to some real
Mr.
music.
Schneer, Mr.
Rock
Schneebly.
appreciation and theory.
Well, I mean,
Do you
what
surrender? And he's gonna be like Ned Schneebly.
I felt like when he went, I think not or something when he said that. That was very close to his School of Rock voice. Because there's a point where he just disagrees, and I thought that was it. And they got his chin. I don't know how they did it, but they got his. There's a bit of resemblance even in Mario's face to Chris Pratt, and Bowser looking a lot like Jack Black.
Yeah, I like the style too. Like Mario, like it's like there's like some like minor differences. Like he's actually like wearing a collar, or like his gloves have like kind of like the slits in them.
It's the small little details like that, I think, that they put in these to kind of like say, hey, this is different. This is a movie. Because, yeah, if they just make it like a cutscene, which is what I think a lot of people expect for movies.
Yeah.
I mean, Hassan, you obviously have much more experience than all three of us combined for 100 years. But
Nothing.
I'm just talking out of
Your
my
kid shows.
behind, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about on my behind, but I think there needs to be a distinction, right? Because if you just make it like a game, like it's animated like the game, what's the point of making it a movie? Like there
And
is
you sort
the
of
medium's
realize
different.
No, I absolutely agree because you realize how stiff the game models are. You realize how stiff their faces are. Because all of a sudden, when Mario's talking and even Bowser's speaking, the way the eyes flex, the way the eyebrows insinuated, like there's a really funny moment in there where uh, the snowball launcher hits one of the Koopa Troopers, and it's the Koopa Trooper with the eye patch who lifts it up and looks back.
Yeah.
Like it's like even they look more fleshed out,
Mhm.
and you realize that unless a game is doing realistic human characters, we're still going to be primarily focusing on movement rather than facial expression.
Mhm.
And those old
Hmm.
Nintendo models. Have you guys seen the Peach leak or no?
No,
No.
I'm not
He
looking at
looks
any leaks.
gorgeous. I
Okay.
gotta say, if you had a crush
Oh.
on Peach before, man, jeez, they really made her. I don't know how they turned this wooden, like porcelain doll looking character. She looks real. And I think what they did, you know how like The Incredibles is like weird internet stuff, but like how how these guys are like in love with Mrs. Incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Miss
they did the
Flexible.
same thing with Peach.
Okay.
They made her. She's the new Elastigirl, essentially.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but that point you bring up about Bowser, or just the facial animations, is really interesting. I just typed in Bowser movie on Google. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots of him in the one scene where he says, "I think not," and like they're all different.
Holy jeez.
They
8
all look
shots?
different.
Yeah.
There's 8 different shots, and it goes from like open to like that to even when he's got the mouth closed, he's doing the evil look.
Yeah,
There's like 2 different shots of that, of how his face looks and how smoothly it's animated when he goes like he's got like the evil look. And oh my gosh, it's Mario, so there's like, when Bowser shows up, it's like, oh yeah, cool. This is like the first time since like Melee
Yeah,
and Giga
yeah,
Bowser.
yeah.
I was like, wow, they made Bowser cool again.
Yeah.
Right? Like when that door opens and the fire you're just like, oh my gosh, like this looks intimidating. It looks kind of silly, but it doesn't look goofy.
Yeah.
In all the
He's
right
finally
ways.
become a real adversary to Mario.
Mhm.
And I think, if you play Mario Party, Mario Kart, all these other games, he's just kind of like
Wait. Mario, that's the only time he's a real adversary.
Oh my god.
Speaking of someone who just played Mario Party recently, this is clearly a 1
But
for
then,
1
like,
that they've done.
Here you go.
loses-
Here's the tube that you didn't ask for. Give me 20
he's,
coins.
he's
Like,
not
what?
as scary. I remember I
Right.
was terrified of him in Mario 64.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was terrified. I was like, holy crap, this guy looks evil. And he just
Yeah.
looked like crap. Hopefully.
Mario Party's not so evil. He's just a jerk.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. Well, he's evil in different ways.
That's true.
Here, the way the fire comes out, it reminds me a lot of Eggman, actually, in the Sonic movies, because I thought Jim Carrey was just going to be really goofy, but he's like straight up terrible
Yeah.
in those
Yeah.
movies in all the right ways.
Yeah, like sure they have
So-
like the goofy moments, but like other than that, like
Like
it's
it's not
actually
like
it's actually a force to be best. It's a force.
yeah, for sure. I think Bowser's going to be the same way. I did not expect his voice to be that good. I was like,
Yeah, it was the best.
I was like,
And
oh,
I mean,
even-
open with the strongest thing.
Yeah. Oh, just the shots and like the castle coming in. The penguins were hilarious.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think
Do
about
you
them?
yield?
It's like, but I was just thinking about where's the big penguin? Where's like the mama penguin that's supposed to be like huge?
I was thinking this would be a little dark, but like if you just like see out in the corner like one of the big penguins dropping another small penguin off a cliff or something. Like Mario, it's a joke from Mario
You-
64.
I don't think they won't include memes like Sega would. Nintendo is very not stuck up, but maybe that is the right word. They're very
Old-fashioned.
protective,
They're very purist.
right? But like in the Sonic movies,
He's
the blue
flossing and all
monster,
that.
and he holds up the Sonic picture. He's like the blue devil.
And he's like the
Okay.
town kook or something. It's like, this is the
I realized there was an anime moment in this opening. You know when the king of the penguins sends his troops to go after them?
Yeah.
It's a weird shot. As they rush by him, he had this like weird like Naruto style like smile to him. There's like these it's just I don't know what it is, but just like the forces going in. And you see this in Japanese anime a lot. And the leader just like smiles or gives that smirk.
Mhm.
That moment made me laugh because I'm like, wow, man, there's not even a frame, not even a second in this trailer that
it seems
isn't.
like it's reused.
Yeah.
Seems like it's all like everything is individual.
What do
Which
you-
is nice.
but let's jump in. And what do you guys think of Chris Pratt as Mario?
Honestly, like I could hear like there's like a sort of like different like accent or pitch to like his voice.
Yeah.
Like it still kind of sounds like him, but it's just like I feel like that's just a reason to hate on it. Like if his voice like works in a certain way, then that's like you know what I mean, like voice direction. 'Cause, I mean, you got like H. John Benjamin, I think his name is the guy. He voices Coach McGurk from Home Movies, Bob from Bob's
Bob.
Burger, and Archer with like the same voice.
That's
And I
like
don't
Matt's
feel like I
favorite
see
guy.
People complain about
My
that.
favorite voice
I
actor.
love Coach McGurk.
Like, I'm okay
He's
with
the
that,
funniest
but, like,
character in history.
Like I'm okay with that because like you know what I mean. But it's just
his cadence is iconic. Like he can't do it any other way. Otherwise, you'd be like, oh,
Aye.
who is this? It's not
Yeah,
even
even
John McGurk. Yeah.
But no,
Oh my
I
gosh.
agree. He has a bit of, according to people online, He has a bit of a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, I could hear it a bit. Yeah.
And he sounds great. To me, it sounds great. You know why it sounds great? Because people forget that everyone's favorite movie, the Lego movie, was Chris Pratt.
Mhm.
And I don't I watched that passingly and I was like, whatever, it's a great movie. And then it dawned on me, I was like, holy crap, that was Chris Pratt.
Mhm.
He can make you forget that it's him. And he did a great job in that movie. And there's no way in hell he's going to mess up Mario, because look at his supporting cast. Charlie Day is
You
Luigi.
got the Nightman. No, you know what'd be the
That's
funny
it.
thing if like Chris Pratt actually does like the Brooklyn accent, and then Charlie Day just does his normal voice.
Yeah, that's what
And
it
he
was.
everyone's just like thinking it's gonna be the opposite. Charlie Day's like, "Come on, Mario, we gotta get the mushrooms."
And I wanted to
There's, like-
hear Donkey Kong. I really wanted to hear
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong
Mhm.
as he's smoking something.
Hey, Mario.
Hey, smoke up.
But what about is it Kean Thompson? Toad's voice from Key and Peele.
Oh yeah, Key. Yeah,
Oh,
Key
yeah,
and
you-
Michael Key.
I mean, it sounds great.
Michael
You can't
Keaton.
even. That sounds like
Sounds
a Toad's
different.
voice.
Toad!
It sounds like a Mario, like a Toad would, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
hello. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
but-
without it like really killing
Being
my
annoying.
ears.
And Hassan, you brought up a good point. Now, I'm not saying I hate the voices in the games, but
Yeah.
they're, again, it's a different medium. Hearing like that hello, could consistently, it's just not made for movies.
Yeah.
Those sound effect voices, it's just not the same. Like, you can't do it. Martinet's voice, I mean, I don't know. Can he sustain that performance? He probably can't. He's older now. His Mario
Yeah.
voice is not the same anymore.
No.
You can tell he's pushing it, and you hear this in anime and stuff too, right? Like I've been watching Dragon Ball forever, and so when I hear those voice actors now, you can tell there's a bit of
Wear and tear.
push to it because
There's
they're older now.
difference, yeah.
The thing with Mario, yeah, it's like you can't. I agree with the point that like it would be jarring to have just the game voice sound bites just over and over again. So it's like, of course, they sound a bit different, is because you're giving them like much more character, like that's akin to a film, right? So, of course, the line and delivery is going to be a bit different because they're actually speaking in like like normal, like people would, right? Like. As
Yeah.
part of a story, whereas in the game it's just like you have to deliver a line just to deliver the line. Like no one really has any conversations in Mario games, right?
Yeah, that's
Like-
true.
Unlike Sonic, which I could understand why people might get upset. 'Cause it's like, oh, the Sonic characters, they actually do like the full lines and everything. Maybe there's something there for that, but yeah, with Mario, it's quick bits. That's it.
I can't tell you, man. It makes me so happy to see a trailer that doesn't disappoint me for a Nintendo property turned into a movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I want to see everyone else, honestly. Like, I can't wait for like the next trailer.
I tell you, man,
Where you see,
I
like,
couldn't
Peach,
wait.
Bowser,
Peach just
Donkey
looks
Kong.
so good. It's like
All
crazy.
the budget went for Peach. Like 90% of the budget went for Peach.
She looks like the best iteration you could have asked for. She looks better than most Disney princesses. And again, don't spoil it for yourself. I'd say wait. I did because I just couldn't take it. They've given each character a facial quirk. Bowser has his chin, right? I've never seen Bowser with that kind of a dominant chin, and he's got
I wonder
that.
if it's partly because Jack Black's beard just extended with the motion capture.
Mario is his cheeks. There's something about him
that's a good
just being
point.
like really, really prominent. Peach, it's her lips.
Mm.
And I can't believe they did it. They just gave her that, like, it's so perfect. I can't believe they did that. And again, like, look at the cast list, man. This movie has Sebastian Maniscalco in it.
It was just amazing. Like it was just the animation quality. It just looked really, really good. And it didn't look like hacky. It didn't look too game-like. It still looked unique, but it just looked really fresh and vibrant. And just like I've covered pretty much everything, but like the intricacies with the animation and stuff, and the characters definitively look like the characters. So And yeah, it's just it works. So yeah, I'm excited to see more. It looks great.
And I mean, this is just one kingdom. They show the Mushroom Kingdom. There was a Penguin's Ice Kingdom. You know, DK is going to be from his own kingdom.
I really wonder how they're going to do that, though. Like, kind of like include everyone together. Do you guys think it's like too much, or do you think it'll be just right?
I feel like they'll do like
I'll
short
say it could work.
intros.
Yeah.
Like if they do like short intros, have like a couple of environmental shots, and then the character goes, "Oh, I have to go to this place" or something.
Because now it seems like it's an easier thing, because it clearly looks like this is the first time Mario landed in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Mhm.
So I thought he would have been an established character, but this is like resetting the whole old movie. This is his first go here. And I have a feeling it's going to follow a typical path where Mario gets into the Mushroom Kingdom, or maybe Luigi's there first, or something happens and one goes after the other brother, and one of them gets separated and ends up on DK Isles, and Donkey Kong imparts his wisdom. You gotta.
You're just smoking a banana. Like...
Yeah.
These are those crystal coconuts. Well, Fred Armisen is cranky. I didn't know that.
That's even more of it. That's so good. Oh my god. No, Fred Armisen is cranky. That's so good. I'm already excited at that.
This movie has like at least Sonic movie potential, right? Like at least as good as a Sonic movie, if not like blow it out of the water. Not that like, you know, I'm still gonna enjoy the Sonic movie. Like I really liked the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. But like if it's as good as the Sonic movie, I'll be happy. And the expectations is it would be better, right?
Well, the thing is though, like the Sonic movie, it seems like it's going for like a more realistic thing. Like, you know what I mean? In a way, I don't know if like it's going to show anything in the real world for Mario, but like, you know what I mean? Like Sonic is just like an alien from a different dimension in reality, and just weird stuff happens. And
it'd be weird to see like Mario actually being a plumber. Like if he's just like he starts off in the real world,
falls through a toilet,
and he falls through a pipe or something. Yeah.
I'm really glad I did. You know why? Because I think I don't agree with the bandwagon jumping and people being initially shocked at how Mario looks and how he sounds. It didn't faze me. I paid more attention to like the smaller details. And I think like that's my takeaway for like some people that don't. If you don't want to watch spoilers, I respect it. But my takeaway is like I looked at Peach and I'm like, holy crap, this is gonna look good. So I don't really care when people are like, oh, but her voice and her mannerisms and blah blah. I'm already over that hill. I'm already looking at other details that most people don't want to look at or haven't discovered yet.
It's not so much at looking at the leaks themselves. It's more just like I don't like the people who do the leaking sort of getting that bit of satisfaction.
And you know, speaking of get off my plane and get off my train, the disappointment of the Uncharted trailers and movies really, it just kind of shook me because it felt like Hollywood was not learning its lessons. You know, you put out subpar content thinking, oh, but this is too complex for people to understand. It's like, no, dude, it's too complex for you to understand, Mr. Producer or Director. A lot of people are into far more complex lore and stuff. And to see them not dumb down the Mario movie, to make it like there's a story in play, Bowser's Flying Fortress looked accurate. There are things in this, like, you know,
really nice.
It's so perfect. Like, they could have ham-fisted this movie and we could have gotten a trailer where it's just like Mario's like on a plane with like a biplane like Sonic, because that worked. So let's put it in the Mario movie.
And he has like a human sidekick named Kevin or something.
Yeah, right. I don't want to do this.
Hey,
Mario.
Shut up, let's go, Kevin.
Let's go, Kevin.
Into the pod, Kevin. Come on.
And you know, like again, the voice could have been like I put out the French trailer, which is the actor emanating Charles Martinet's voice, and a lot of people are loving that. But I kind of agree with you guys. I think, Tony, you brought it up. It's like you have faith in the Pratt. And yeah, same here. I think the Pratt man's got it, and
I love
he
the
knows what he's
meme
doing.
that came from his casting of like like everything was now voiced by Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I mean, there must
Featuring
be
the
a
voice of
reason,
Chris Pratt.
right? Like, you know what I
Uh,
mean? Like, I mean, there's a reason why he's like gets a lot of these roles.
Yeah, and he's a likable guy. It's just people that aren't in the industry that don't like him for absurd reasons. Every single person that has ever interviewed about Chris Pratt or worked with him has said he's a class act. He's a great human being, and he has depth to them. And you couldn't have asked for a better person to voice Mario. I can't think of anyone else. I can't think of anyone aside from Charles Martinet who should have voiced him. I can't think of a single actor that's more deserving.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they're probably like going for a different approach too. Like, I mean, like I know for the Sonic movie they got like Colleen to voice Tails, but like they're not having like Roger Craig Smith as Sonic or like Idris Elba playing Knuckles instead of like Dan Green or I forgot who the latest one is. Like, you know what I mean? Something like that.
And people didn't like Ben Schwartz as Sonic too. When it was announced, people were like, "Oh, it doesn't sound like him," and he did such a good job
Yeah,
with
he did
it.
a good job. The energy, yeah.
For sure. He did a really good job. Idris Elba was hilarious.
That's
His
the best
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Dot dot dot.
Yeah.
It's like, why have they not made Knuckles black? Yeah. It's like because he's always been an angry white guy, and then they just went full cool Knuckles in this one, right?
Yeah.
No, it's funny where like Idris Elba was like, I don't want my Knuckles voice to be sexy, and it was like mission failed, buddy.
And it was nice to see Miyamoto. I was very happy. What do you guys think? Like, did Miyamoto blab on too long, or was he just like perfect?
Yeah, that's fine.
I
It's
think
only
it
like,
was
it's
fine,
it's
yeah.
probably like a minute total of talk time.
There's a
So-
takeaway where Jack Black ends his segment and Miyamoto laughs, and I thought it was a genuine laugh. I felt like he really enjoyed it. There's something about Miyamoto's smile. It makes
Maybe
me smile.
Peace isn't so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Rising Sun Retro. Check the video. Miyamoto translated 1999.
The link will be right up here. That's a good thing. It's a good thing because anytime he smiles, it makes me smile. He's got this genuine childlike smile.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you
I thought you
he's
said
faking it.
I just realized you
Probably.
said childlike, but I thought you said Chad-like, and I was like,
Chad-like.
genuine
Chad.
Save that
And then the next
for
bar is like
save
super
that for the next bar.
How did you feel about Chris Pratt talking on the direct?
I saw some people joking on him, like when he like paused or whatever. He's like, I
Yeah.
remember stopping Koopas. Like, there's like a pause.
Yeah.
And it's like someone did like an edit of like I saw like Sonic Unleashed,
yeah.
where like you know how like when you like cross the gaps, you have to like press the buttons or whatever.
So
like,
press
they did
B.
that. Yeah, like press BXR. I don't even know.
I had to think about it.
Yeah, I like something.
That's
And it's
really-
like flashing.
I remember it stopping on.
That's really funny.
There's
That's
like a pause and then ready. Koopas.
And listen, I'm going to say this, and I hope this doesn't happen, but if it does happen, I don't care. I'll be happy. If there's a Zelda animated movie and Chris Pratt's voicing Link, I got no problem. Zero.
People would get so angry with
Please
that.
make it happen.
Dude, I would be happy. That he is a man that could channel a youth voice. Like he could channel somebody who's young, strong, and at the same time have courage and power behind his voice. And you can't do that with some of the deep baritone voice actors. You can't do that with any other actor out there, you know? And if you would pick it, it'd be somebody who barely gives a crap about the games. The only other person I think that rivals Chris Pratt in
Jack
terms
Black.
of dedication is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. is
Ryan
like-
Reynolds is Link.
Yeah, man.
Dude, what a movie.
This guy Ganon's a real pain in the ass.
Yes.
he's like shooting an arrow. He's like maximum effort. It's like-
Oh, man. Make it happen. Ryan Reynolds is Link.
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds. It would be
Reynolds.
Ganon. It'd be the guy who
We need
played
the
the
CDI Link to come back. I could do the duck walk.
But with Ryan
Dude.
Reynolds' voice.
Squadala, we're off.
Oh, that would be the best thing in the world.
Princess. It'd be right.
No, it'd be Ryan Reynolds. So he'd be, excuse me, Princess. Like, he does like that. Excuse me, Princess.
Take it
or
back.
something like that.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Oh, that'd be so perfect.
Because again, they're two genuine actors. They're actors that, even in their private moments, even when fans have caught up to them, even when they're extremely stressed, they're just themselves and they're the nicest people. I don't really believe a lot of people in Hollywood are great. I think a lot of them are weirdos and just freaks. And then there's people like Chris Evans, who deep down is just Chris Evans. It's boring, but that's who he is. Ryan Reynolds and Chris Pratt. He's just himself.
Mhm.
And, that they're just, I just love them. I love them.
I do want to talk about this. I wonder if that was a fake leak done on purpose. Do you guys remember the thing that came out saying that that's why Nintendo got their own studio was because the movie tested so terribly and it was like awful. Now, seeing the trailer, what do you think about that in hindsight? You think that was
But did
true? Or do you
they-
think that was just
Did
that
they
was
not
total
change
BS?
it, or does no one know if they changed it or not?
I think it was
I don't even know.
misinformation. I think Nintendo did, midway through the production, realize that they need to have a studio. Because when you think about the logistics of trying to communicate with Japan during the pandemic, I think Nintendo had to create a studio in order to take some load off of Illumination. And that particular load would be design elements and how the story goes. So I think somebody read it and then it's just misconstrued it. And I believed him, like, yeah, probably tested bad. That's why we're not getting any information. But if Nintendo did create a new studio to do that and the leaks are true, then we shouldn't have gotten this trailer.
Yeah, it's like there's no way they can. If the movie was so subpar, there's no way they can come up with a trailer of this quality like that quick.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Because the Sonic redesign took forever. But I was just thinking about that. Well,
No,
it's just,
it's
like you
probably
said.
for asset management and to direct the studio in the right way. It's probably an
Mhm.
approval studio. Like
Yeah,
basically
that
they
makes
have
sense.
to go through them if any process needs to be tweaked or changed.
Mhm. I
Nintendo
think
seals
so too.
quality.
Well, I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, yeah. Thinking about it now, what they just they buy a studio or whatever, and then suddenly they're just making like
And,
all these
here's
movies,
the
and no, there's like 100 employees more or less.
Here's the fun part. You actually, this thought occurred to me as I was watching the trailer in the morning, messaging Christian. And I wanted to write a long rant, but I didn't. If you pair up Mario Galaxy's opening cinematics and you look at the camera angle choices and you look at this teaser, there's a lot of similarities. Bowser is always shot from a low angle when his face first shows up. And I remember Galaxy the first time he comes in and his hair is like waving around and it's just that low three-quarter shot. Same kind of thing. The first time you see Bowser, it's his shell, but it's an elevated shot. The first time Bowser walks in Mario 64, you sort of like see his feet and the camera goes up. So I think these kind of like weird things that we don't know, Nintendo's like really nitpicky with.
Mhm.
I
Like-
actually like you. That's
Yeah.
a good point. There's like some Galaxy-esque like vibe I got from it. Like I don't know if it
Right?
was like him riding in like the cruiser or whatever.
Yeah,
Like that.
right.
Like it made me feel like I was like, man, like it. I didn't like notice like the camera, but like it's like, man, this reminds me of Galaxy. But it's like I can't put my finger on it. It's just
Well, it's interesting because when I saw the movie poster, I was like, "Oh wow, this looks like 3D World,"
Yeah.
especially off in the distance. So I was like, I wonder what they're doing. Are they doing that? I don't know any other way to describe it. That sort of 3D world, new Mario U, that sort of Disney-fied Mario look,
Yeah.
or they're doing something more
Well, I mean,
different.
look at the angle where Mario ends off with Toad and Mario leading off to the Mushroom Kingdom. Tell me that shot doesn't exist in Mario Odyssey. The first time you're in that hat world and the camera pans
Yeah.
back up and Mario gets to go around these hills, you see that same kind of sort of. I think this is crazy, and it's true. Tom Cruise has been notorious for requesting and working with certain directors, and there's a list of shots that works with him. And it's that
Mm.
3/4 below shot that works really well with him. A lot of his movies have that. There's certain directors that like Dutch angles. Nintendo knows what they're doing. And there's a reason why Odyssey, Galaxy, even Mario 64 stay in our head. Mario 64, like the first time you go and Bowser's laugh happens, the camera pans down and you see Mario looking up. They could have chosen a million different shots, right? And that shot of him looking up where Bowser's laugh happens and the camera pans behind him looks exactly like the poster shot. Anytime Mario is facing challenge, the camera decides to go behind him and look up at the challenge itself. Nintendo's really meticulous on these things. They're really like nitpicky. They're like, we want our character to be portrayed this way. Why I say this? Because it's been documented with Retro Studios and Team Ninja when they created Other M and all these other Metroid Prime games that they misunderstood the word bounty hunter. They thought Samus was a rough and tough Mandalorian style kill or be killed sort of kind of person. And Miyamoto said, no, she has a maternal mother-like care to her. And that's when people at Retro were like, oh, Nintendo misunderstood what bounty hunter is. They have a very, like your interview, we're going to link it up here, Rising Sun Retro. Mario is talked about as a blue-collar guy who works hard for his family or girlfriend. And it's like a very weird throwaway line, but it adds so much character to the like it adds a lot of description to who Mario is as a person. He didn't call him a hero. He didn't call him like a courageous plumber. He didn't call him a do-gooder. He said, no, I guess he's a good guy because he's like kind of like a blue collar guy. He works really hard. And you're like, holy crap. Yeah, he does. And yet he is a hero. And I'm sure his description of Link is vastly different. And so a company like that, believe me, they're looking at each of those shots and be like, we don't like this camera angle. Even the Peach leak, not that you should, but the calendar that they've printed out, it is meticulously designed. There's a way that they frame Peach and the silhouette is Peach. There's no denying it. You look at it, you're like, yeah. And that's the way I've always seen Peach. Whereas if you see like other Smash pros put up pictures of their Smash tournaments or characters, they frame the characters in a way that Nintendo would never.
The one thing that really annoyed me about the poster was like the poster came out and I saw a Kotaku article and there's like, where's Mario's ass? And I'm like, for fuck's sake, can you not be morons for like 2 seconds?
Hey man, what's this? You know,
it's like they spent like 2 seconds thinking about it, and they were like, "Hey, there's a joke here." It's like, no, that's not a joke.
They always are looking for things. I don't know if it was Kotaku or someone else, but like when Odyssey came out and they showed like Mario like with like his trunks on the beach and like where are his nipples or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god.
It's just like, can you be any more bottom of the barrel?
It's good stuff. It's going to be a great movie. I have high expectations. Actually, no, I'm not going to say I have high expectations. I lied. I have tempered, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm not like Sonic 2, I was really hyped to see it because I really liked the first one.
Yes.
Right? That's high expectations.
Yeah.
This, I don't know what's coming. If it's like amazing, and then, of course, I'll be ready for the second one. We'll just have to wait and see.
I have such high expectations.
And I feel like it's still going to deliver.
Yeah. Because we haven't seen Mario and Luigi argue. We haven't. And that scene alone is just going to be great. We haven't seen Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. we haven't seen, what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy's Princess Peach. Yeah. I mean, this girl's in a movie with Christian Bale, Amsterdam. She's a really good actress, and she's voicing Princess Peach. We haven't seen these heavy hitters, and they've just shown us Seth Rogen. They've shown us Kenan Thompson. They've shown us Chris Pratt. And what's that guy's name who played?
You mean Jack Black instead of Seth Rogen?
Oh, sorry. Bowser. They just shown us. There's still 3 characters. That's it. 3, 4. And Charlie Day and Chris Pratt arguing while Donkey Kong is trying to calm them down in the background is going to be such a good scene.
Like to stop him, DK does like the little like hand, like he slaps the ground, like Donkey Kong Country here, or whatever.
Okay, they're working on a DK movie. This is old. Apparently, it's on Wikipedia, so it can't be that much of a leak.
Yeah.
But having Cranky in here, I wonder how that's gonna. Are they gonna tie that in? Like Mario knows him because Cranky's the original Donkey Kong, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to see what's gonna happen, I guess. Because that's the big thing is what's going to happen. Because, I mean, this was a teaser in the fact that we still don't know anything really other than it's going to be good.
And then
so
it's like Marvel MCU style. It's like Cranky Kong will return. Donkey Kong movie. Not even Donkey Kong.
He gets his own that little teaser at the end.
Not even Donkey Kong's like
and
Cranky
it's
Kong
voiced by
return.
Sam Jackson.
We've been GPX. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Abrupt ending.
Till the next one.
Take care.